Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a cross for a funeral. It is for one of my mother's friend's sister. She passed away this past week. I'm going to get started with these. It's a Poly Pro mesh ribbon. It is weatherproof. I purchased that from Hobby Lobby. It's 10 inches by 10 yards, and I'm going to start by zip tying it on the back of the cross, but at the very top. I'm going to be making poofs, and I'm going to make my way all the way around the cross frame. Here I'm using pipe cleaners to secure my poofs. I did them about 6 inches each. And I probably should have put the pipe cleaners on first, but I decided to go a different way this time. And I probably should have cut the pipe cleaners in half. It was very wasteful. I did not throw any of my scraps away, though. I do keep all of my scraps. So if you're going to be making a cross, I would suggest adding the pipe cleaners first, but I'm going over the mesh onto two wires, two bars of the actual cross frame. I wasn't about to torture you by watching me struggle with this, so I decided to speed it up, and I'm just keep going. I keep making six-inch poofs all the way around the cross frame. Now I'm going to tidy up the back. I'm just clipping off all of the extra pipe cleaners, twisting them, making sure everything is secure, and then tucking them back into the mesh. Now I'm going back through and I'm separating my loops. Some people do this as they go. I tend to do things in layers. So I just wanted to get the mesh on the frame, and then I'm coming back through and fluffing it out. Even though these are one of the most difficult projects for me, I feel like they're the most rewarding. I wanted a pop of color to go down the middle of the cross, so I'm going to be making woodland ruffles. They also call these cruffles, and I like to start with a clean edge. So here I'm just cutting off a clean edge. Here I'm just measuring out 32 inches, and I'm just going to cut it off. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing to make these cruffles, so I just want to cut my mesh first. I'm making 8 of these, so I know I needed 8 at 32 inches long. And this is 10 by 10 mesh as well. This is how I make my woodland ruffles. I just lay it out in front of me and I start with the end that's closest to me and I curl that under and I put my two thumbs together in the middle and walk my fingers up to the other side. And before I get to the very end of the other side, I kind of curl that under as well. And then I have my pipe cleaners off to the side, ready to go, and I'm going to pinch it off in the middle and secure it with a pipe cleaner. This is going to give the cross a little bit more dimension. So here we go again. I put something on the other end. I start with the end that's closest to me. I curl it under and I put my two thumbs together and walk my fingers down till I get to the other end. When I get to the other end, I'm going to curl that under as well, pinch it in the middle, and then secure it with a pipe cleaner. I want to get all of my bundles made before I start to place them into the cross. Okay, now I have all of my bundles made and I'm going to start at the top of the cross and I'm just going to feed the pipe cleaners down through until I feel them in the back and I'm going to twist tie it off, but I want to make sure it's in between two bars. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It's actually called a Flower Girl wand, and I thought it was precious. So I'm just going to pair that up with some ficus, and I'm going to zip tie it down. And I did buy this half off because Hobby Lobby had the his and her style. Oh, not half off. It was 40% off. Here I'm bending the flowers forward because I didn't want it to get lost in the mesh. I'm going to go in with a zip tie. Basically, I'm just going to attach the two together, but I do kind of want to go in the middle of the ficus. Now I'm going to get the cross out of my way. It's time to work on my bow. When I'm making a big juicy bow, I do like to use my easy bow maker. Sometimes I'll do a hand-tied bow, but if I'm doing multiple layers and I want tails and I want a big juicy bow, I will use the easy bow maker. Here I'm going in with the 2.5-inch ribbon I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to make 5-inch loops on each side with 8-inch tails. Next, I'm going in with this sheer gold ribbon. I didn't care for it. It's pretty. It's just very hard to work with. So I ended up just using it as tails. Now I'm going in again with the green, the 2.5-inch green, 5-inch loops on each side. And as you're putting it in the dowels, you want to twist it because there's a good side and a bad side, and you want the good side up. Next, I'm going in with this white that I had laying around. It has a gold edge detail, and I wanted to use it up. Then I'm going to go in with the, 1.5-inch ribbon in the green and white striped. And these, the white and the striped, I'm doing at 4-inch loops. I'm going in again, and these were like 3-inch loops. So basically, I start off with 5, then I go to 4, then I go to 3. Now I'm going to go in with my zip tie. I want to make sure that that zip tie is underneath all those loops on the right side. And I want to get that zip tie started. And I'm going to use it to pull it out of the Easy Bow Maker. Once I get it out, I'm going to pull the zip tie to the back of the middle of the bow. And before I crank it all the way down, I'm going to add a pipe cleaner. This way I have a way of attaching it. Now I'm going to fluff my bow. They also call this breaking the bow. I just want to make sure that all the pieces are right where I want them. And then I'm going to trim up my tails. I do dovetail the 2.5-inch ribbon, but the 1.5-inch ribbon, I just cut that at a slant. Now I'm going to tidy up my workstation. I'm going to use the pipe cleaner to attach it to the floral bundle, and I just zip tie it off in the back, and then I'm going to use the pipe cleaners to insert it into the middle of the cross until I find my way all the way to the base, and then I'm going to tie it off on the wire frame in the back. Next thing I want to do is cover up my mechanics. I knew I had this burlap bolt of ribbon, so I measured it out for the wire frame, and I did V cuts at the top and the bottom and on each side of the cross, and I'm going to glue that down with my hot glue gun. Now I'm going to pull out my finger guards because I don't want to burn my fingers. If anybody has been burnt by a hot glue gun, you know how bad that hurts. So I'm very careful. In fact, I was going to glue it one way, and then I decided, you know what, let me flip this over and glue the actual burlap ribbon first and then place it down. And I just carefully go in sections. Here I'm just patting it down. I just want to make sure it adheres to the actual frame. And then like I said, I'm just going to work in sections and just be patient. I can be a little heavy-handed with the glue, but I just want to make sure that it stays. This is me fluffing the bow again because I can't leave well enough alone. Well, folks, this is the completed project. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.